Okay, so no matter what Congress decides, your taxes are still due April 15th, just like they are every year, so you need to be ready. Joining us now is personal finance expert Shawnee Curry St. Ville.
Nice to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So is this the time? Do we actually begin preparing for tax season now?
You want to start prepping for it, especially if you spent a lot of your money doing Christmas shopping, right? This would be the time to start saying, okay, possibly I'm going to get some money. Maybe I can pay down some of the debt that I've created.
Right.
So we want to get you started with that. The first thing you want to do, let's start with just getting your documents together. Let's start there. The IRS urges all taxpayers to file a complete and accurate tax reform. This includes your forms from W-2 forms, employers, forms your 1099s from banks and other payers, and forms of 1095A from the marketplace for those that have gotten the tax credit for getting health insurance. You definitely want to renew your expiring ITN. Some people with an individual taxpayer identification number may need to renew it before the end of the year. Doing so promptly will avoid a refund delay and possible loss of tax benefits. There are going to be some delays this year for those that are getting the earned income credit. So those that are typically filing for that, they can expect a later tax return because they won't be paying out on those until February. So those are you should expect some delays for sure this year. I think that's it. Oh yeah, for those that want a faster refund, should definitely choose to do e-file and during direct deposit. Those are some simple things. This is going to be a very interesting tax year simply because they earned income credit and where they're going to be paying out on it. So
and
that's
kind of confusing too, as all of these changes take effect or don't take effect. You know.
Well, mostly the delays, and that's another thing that you kind of want to plan for. The fact that getting that earned income credit, which is what you're typically is how most people can get maybe an additional $2,000, $3,000, depending on how many children that they have, and they kind of count on that money to kind of replenish their savings after the fact that they spent a lot for Christmas, like I kind of joked about, but it's real. A lot of people do that to pay down some of their debt, but it's not going to come as fast as it normally did. So you definitely should expect some delays with your tax return. So getting those documents together, filing early are definitely some things that can help you kind of manage that. The fact that you know that there are going to be some delays for sure.
How about avoiding traps like getting scammed?
Yes.
How to avoid getting scammed, especially now that people are doing a lot online and maybe emailing with their accountants and things like that.
So there are some simple things. Filing early can definitely help you out for sure. You don't want to click through those links on tax-related emails, phishing, a list of common fraudulent tax schemes compiled by the IRS using this method. Criminals send you on an official looking email that tricks you into clicking the link. So you kind of think that it's an email from the IRS when it is actually someone that's phishing your account, getting your information, and then filing your taxes. Don't respond to any suspicious calls, because if you're responding to suspicious calls, it may not be the actual IRS. You think that it is, but it's not. So you don't want to do that. Checking my list here. File your tax return as early as possible can definitely help you out. One, there's going to be some delays, but what will happen is sometimes if someone else is filing your taxes for you, and the fact that you've already filed them could distract them from not doing that because it's already been done. So by the time they get to kind of do some fraud on you, it's already you can beat them to the punch. And do a credit freeze. That's a little bit different than credit monitoring. Credit monitoring allows you to check your credit score to know what you're doing from one bureau to the next, but a credit freeze means that those bureaus have to actually contact you in the event that someone is trying to apply for credit. Now, how does this help with tax fraud? It's the fact that usually if someone has access to your Social Security, they're probably not just going to steal your taxes. They're also steal your tax refund, but they're also probably going to apply for cards. They're going to get credit cards. They're going to try to apply for loans. So doing that credit freeze gives you another layer of security so that you know what is possibly going on.
All right, very interesting. Also, what are some smart things to do with your tax returns?
Oh, the part that we like, right? So, of course, I don't want to keep ringing your bell, but if you have generated lots of debt, that is a way to go ahead and pay down some of that debt. Instead of using a tax return to get another car or to buy something that you didn't get off your Christmas list,
this would be refund money that you get back.
This is some of the money that you plan on. The average tax return is about $3,000, and sometimes that is the largest amount of money, single income, that someone will get during a year. So it's really the opportunity for them to pay some stuff down and create a savings fund if they already don't have one. This gives you the opportunity to either fund that fund or begin to create one. One of the things that I saw my in-laws do that I was really, really proud of, they would every single year, when they would get their tax return, they would use it to pay an additional towards the principal on their mortgage, which resulted in them paying their house down early.
Sooner.
Yes, so those are some things that you can do if you're coming into $3,000, $4,000 that you're not accustomed to having in your budget. You have the opportunity to eliminate some of that debt that I'm always joking about.
Pay down those credit cards.
Pay them down.
Yeah.
Those would be the first people that you pay. If you're behind on things, you would go ahead and get yourself up to speed. That will be first and foremost if you find that you've got the holidays. I mean, this is real when you come to money. Some people get behind on their bills after the holidays. But if you come into that now, here's an opportunity for you to get back on track. And then the next thing that you want to do is go ahead and catch up with those credit cards. Stop letting them ding you on those rates. So
good
I'm excited
idea.
about that.
Great tips. Thank you very much. Always good to see you, Shani. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.